शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं समगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्।
190.
स्वयं परिच्छेदमुपेत्य बुद्धेः तादात्म्यदोषेण परं मृषात्मनः सर्वात्मकः सन्नपि वीक्षते स्वयम् स्वतःपृथक्त्वेन मृदो घटानिव
Chitrarupapan has no features whatsoever belonging to Upadhi. All samsara, sorrow belongs to Upadhi. Belongs to Upadhi in what sense? Upadhi by, what is Upadhi? I don't want definition of in common parlance, our embodiment. Here embodiment, I know, Upasamipe Vasti. Vastuni Sriyam Dharma Dadati Upadhi Dadati Iva. That is general definition of Upadhi. But as far as our problem is concerned, which problem? Samsara, no other problems you solve. Here only your personal problems, Vedanta will not give you solution. So that you should take care. But the basic problem, what is the basic problem? Basic problem is that of samsara. So what is that samsara? Having wife, children, husband. What is the samsara? So life of limited wisdom, in spite of the best of the achievements, no fulfillment, no contentment in life as such. Again, getting subjected to Janma and Marana. All these are painful only. Whatever the pressures we get, even before we enjoy, sorrow is ready there. So this, how can it be? At least this problem, how can it be solved? That is not the samsara problem. So he says, look, as far as your Swarupa is concerned, it is free from samsara. Not only free from samsara, it is free from upadhi, it is free from embodiment. You, Chit Swarupa Atma, is always free from embodiment, free from embodiment. And in spite of that, we suffer the sorrow because of identification with the embodiment. Tadatmya with the embodiment. And what you mean by tadatmya? Taking the embodiment as I. When you take the embodiment as I, all vikaras of the embodiment belong to who? Me. And that is how I become sorrowful. Sorrow can never be my feature. This is how due to tadatma. And to begin with, where exactly this tadatma begins? To begin with, it is at Vijnanamaya Kosha. I hope you remember. We were discussing Vijnanamaya Kosha. This identification is at the level of Vijnanamaya Kosha, intellectual. Truly speaking, this was told, Atma Kutastha San, Stanza 189. Atma Kutastha San. Kutastha means what? Nirvikari, avikari. Any sorrow means change is required. Even a joy means change is required. Earlier you were not happy, now you are happy. Earlier you were not sorrowful, now you are sorrowful. Again it will go. Come, go, come, go, come, go. Nothing is permanent. Even sorrow also is impermanent, but our attention is on the oncoming of the sorrow and going off of the joy. We never see other way. Joy comes and sorrow comes. This is always there. You know that? Once there was a quarrel between goddess of poverty and goddess Lakshmi. Who is beautiful? So goddess of poverty says, I am beautiful. Lakshmi says, I am beautiful. They could not come to a conclusion. So they were arguing. By that time, Brahmana was passing by. They thought this Brahmana, a knowledgeable person, should be able to give the judgment. And they got hold of both of them. Come on, tell me who is beautiful. You know, Dharma Sankata for his Brahmana. If he says who goddess of poverty is beautiful, Lakshmi will get angry. She will curse. And if he says Lakshmi is beautiful, goddess of poverty will bless him. And what will happen? Again they say, what to do? Either way he is in problem. So being little intelligent enough, he said, look, this is a very delicate problem. I have to investigate. Without investigation, how can I give the judgment as now you please one thing. I am standing here. Now, by turn, see, one by one, you come, both of you, one at a time, come and go. Come and go. Come nearer me and go far away. Come and go. Both here. Lakshmi came and went, came, went, came, went, came, went. Afterwards, goddess of poverty came, went, came, went, came, went. Brahmana said, enough. Now I can give judgment. What is that? When Goddess Lakshmi comes, she is beautiful. When Goddess of poverty goes, she is you are both ways, safe as such. So, like this, actually, this embodiment by itself cannot, that is, transfer the sorrows to us. It is because of identification with the embodiment, the consequent sorrows become ours. And it's what happens, though we are totally free from samsara, it appears as if I am samsara. Utasthaha san. Utasthaha san means what? Though avikari. Who is avikari? Atma avikari. This is Utasthan san Atma. Then what happens? Nirvikara, avikari, yet appears as the vikari. This was told. And samsara of Atma, though sarvatmakaha, the one in all, is because of identity to us. Now, utasthaha san, even though avikari, how it appears to be vikari, for which author is giving an illustration.
Upadi sambandhavasha paratma yupadi dharman anubhati tadgunaha ayo vikarana vikari vannivat तदैकरूपोऽपि परस्वभावात् अन्वय अविकारी वन्निवत् अयो विकारात् परात्मा स्वभावात् सदा एक रूपः परः अपि उपाधि संबंधवशात् तद्गुणः हि उपाधि धर्मान् अनुभाति. Again, अविकारी वन्निवत् अयो विकारान् परात्मा स्वभावात् सदा एकरूपः परः अपि उपाधि संबंधवशात् तद्गुणः हि उपाधि धर्मान् अनुभाति.
Avikari vannivat. The fire, what vikara it undergoes, changes it undergoes. What is the form of the fire? What is the rupa of the fire? Flame. If flame, wherever there is fire, flames must be there. What is the form of fire? You know what fire does? Fire takes the form of the fuel, etc., depending on the thing. But for which here, a better example is like this. Iron. Different iron pieces, let us say. One is iron rod, other is a ring, some triangular one, etc. And all are heated to red hot. What it appears? Circular fire, triangular fire, cylindrical fire, is it not? But is it the circular form belongs to fire, triangular form belongs to fire, cylindrical form belongs to fire? No. Fire is free from the form, and yet it appears to take unto itself the form of the actual what the iron it burns. Is iron it burns. That's what it says. Avikari vannivat. That's a vanni, fire, which is avikari. Avikari means has no change or the form of its own. Ayovikaram. Ayovikaran. For that Ayovikaran Iva. So one never Ayovikaran. Ayovikaran means what? Long, round, triangular, depending on the form of iron. So it takes to itself like that. Atma, it says Atma. So what is the nature of Atma? Swabhava sada ekarupaha paraha api. Swabhava, by its own nature, sada, always. What is that? Ekarupaha, of the same nature, of the same form. What is that ekarupa? Vikara shunya. Ekarupa means vikara shunya, free from vikara, free from changes. Sada ekarupa. Again, paraha. One is para. Atma, ekarupa, vikara shunya, and para. What do you mean by para? Free from all the limitations. Free from all the limitations. Again, the one who is paraha. So paraha means exalted. In contrast to aparaha. Aparaha, who is aparaha? Jivaha, who is baddhaha, who is bound, who is samsari. Paraha means nitya buddha muktaha. Always a knowledge principle and always totally free from bonding. Look, even in the case of Jiva, during the state of ajnana, during the state of samsara, Atma is still free from samsara. Even if you claim the sun is clouded, covered by the clouds, sun is ever shining, never covered. This is a very good example. So sun is never covered, is ever shining. What is covered and when is, how do we say that it's covered? Our sight is covered. So also, even in the case of ajnani samsari jiva, even while undergoing the samsara, Atma is still mukta. Then what has happened? Buddhi has got covered. Buddhi got covered by ajnana and consequent projection, taking anatma as Atma. So the word Atma is Nitya Muktaha, therefore Nitya Buddha Muktaha, etc. Nitya, there is this phrase, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta, Advitiya. What does it Nitya mean? Always. In the past, in the present and future. Then, if Atma is Nitya Buddha Mukta, etc., why Vedanta required? Why Vedanta required? Because that what for Vedanta? Let us come to the fundamental. What for Vedanta? Sunday evening, nothing else to do. Bombay people very busy on Sunday evening. So Sunday evening, nothing else to do. So therefore, is it that a pastime? There are varieties of pastime. If you travel in the train, moongfali and all that will come. Chana, putana, some pastime. So that is some pastime? No. I want to get free from samsara problem. I want to discover that Vedanta says, Vedanta means Upanishad. Vedanta Upanishad says that problem of samsara doesn't and cannot belong to you, the Chaitanya Swarupa. Still, I do find quite contrary experiences. So therefore, something has gone wrong somewhere because Upanishad cannot go wrong. You know why Upanishad can't be wrong? Vedas. Veda is a Praman. And who gave Vedas? Is it speaking tree? Times of India column? All hotpots comes there. Sometimes useful. Such things also are useful because it can trigger off some people to take to such pursuit seriously as that. They are also useful. So therefore that is so who gave Vedas? Ishvara. Ishvara can never go wrong. Even if it appears as if it is wrong, Ishvara can never be wrong. So therefore, some mistake, some error has taken place at my level. Upanishad, Vedanta helps us to set right this error and discover that samsara doesn't belong to me. I am always free from samsara, Paramananda Swarup. So that is why Vedanta has to give the means also. Because this is not a knowledge like you are picking up information. If it were just picking up information, nowadays what? You just switch a button and unload. What is that? Atma-jnana. You can find out which is the better website. There will be competition there also. Advertisements also will come to my shop, come to my shop, come to my shop. They will say. So that is it. This is a unique branch of knowledge where the disposition, mental frame is taken into account. And always they say that mind must be Shuddha Antakarana. It should be pure mind. In no other branch of knowledge, pure mind is put as a prerequisite to gain it. Anyway, go to university. No. Of course, you need some qualification. Without that, you can't go to higher education. But never even the professor of philosophy need not have Shraddha in nature. I told you once. I came across two sisters, both of them PhDs. One in mathematics, one in Hindi. In fact, that one in mathematics was learning from me. One she told, her brother is also a PhD, and that also in philosophy with Bhagavad Gita as a subject. And he says, he teaches philosophy in the colleges, and he says, I don't believe in Ishvara. He earns his bread on philosophy, but he says, he doesn't believe in, he can some information, useful information to the student, he can pass on, that's why he has done his job. So that's it. But here, the disposition is very important because Vedanta is not information technology. It is not. Why? Direct cognition of Atma means this mind must be such a thing that it is capable of becoming the very replica of Atma. Just as you see your face how clearly in the mirror, like that Atma must get reflected in the Antakarana as it is. What is as it is? Atma Swarupa. Nishprapancha. Free from all that is superimposed on it. So that means what should happen now? That steady frame of mind is necessary. So that will be the case. So here, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, etc. Though Atma is so, what has happened? Due to this error, it appears right opposite to that. So therefore, Paraha means Nitya, Buddha, Shuddha, Mukta, Swabhava, etc. Api, Paraha, Api, even though Upadhi Sambandha Vasha. Have you seen sun or moon dancing in the water. Sun or moon dancing. See, sun or moon has got reflected in the water. But the water is shaking. Then what happens? Reflection also shaking. But suppose a child says, see, sun is moving, moon is moving. Because the child doesn't know. What does it doesn't know? The sun or the moon reflecting the water is totally free from upadhi of water. Here we can say what? Upadhi. Why upadhi? Now come on, justify. How the water wherein the sun or moon is reflected is upadhi of sun or moon? Shaking or dullness, because suppose the water is muddy, it transfers to who? Appears to transfer to who? The sun or moon. Actually no. That water can never go near the sun or the moon. But it appears as though the moon is shaking, the sun is shaking, or because the water is very turbid, that is not muddy, as if the sun is dull, moon is dull, because reflection is dull. That is how it appears as though it transfers its features to upadhi. But because of upadhi, sun, moon appear as moving, itself is what? Free from this. Here, upadhi sambandha vashat. There upadhi sambandha. Tad gunaha. Tad gunaha means upadhi gunaha. Takes as if the features of upadhi as belonging to itself. It doesn't take, but it appears to the person who is viveka shunyaha. Because yes, upadhi tadgunaha, he upadhi dharman anubhati. So that means anubhati means shines after. Shines after means appears as though it has taken unto itself upadhi dharma. Now come on, enumerate one by one. Janma, for whom? Body. Appears as though I, Atma, is born. Marana, for whom? Body. Appears as though Atma is dead. Again, growth, old age, etc. for the body, but Atma appears to undergo all this effect. Sorrows belong to mind. Sorrows belong to mind. It is a mental condition, etc. But as though Atma appears as sorrowful. Hunger, thirst, to whom? Prana is the features of prana. Atma appears to be hungry self. Atma is, that's what you are shadur means. Shadur is six ways. Harsha, Shoka, that is Janma, Marana, and Ashanaya, Pipasa. All these belong to Upadhi, but this one, Atma appears to have all this. Upadhi Sambandha Vasha, Upasana, Tadgunaha, Upadhi Sarhi, he means it is universally experienced. Upadhi Dharman Anubhati. That is, appears to take those things. This is how Kutasthaha Sannapi, though Atma is nirvikari, appears as though vikari, and vikari means samsari, it appears. That is how the problem has come. So therefore, is the problem truly there? Then how it has come? It is on account of ignorance. I know not my Swarupa. As a result, I experience as if I am a samsari. What is to be done? Directly cognize, directly know the Swarupa. Mere information will not work. Information will give the motivation to pursue further, to gain the knowledge. But that is this is called as what jnana it is? Paroksha jnana. What is required is Aparoksha jnana. Because samsara problem is aparoksha, directly experienced by us. I am sorrowful. How do you come to know? So you go in front of mirror to find out whether I am sorrowful. I am happy. Others will come to know because it is wider or whether face is wide or elongated, others will come to know. But you can't know. How can you know as well? So therefore, it is Anubhava Siddha, directly experienced. I am happy, I am sorrowful, I am old, I am young, so I am healthy, I am unhealthy. All these are what directly experienced. So therefore, this Anubhava Siddha Samsara should totally go, and I should discover I am free from this Ananda Swarupa, etc. Now Shishya comes now. Sir, I understood what you told so far. Samsara problem really doesn't belong to Atma. It is because of Upadhi. And now the question is, when did this Upadhi start? Upadhi is product of what? Final cause of Upadhi. Ajnana, immediate cause. Immediate. Now, Upadhi means embodiment. Okay, let us confine that. Upadhi means embodiment. What is immediate cause? Karma phala. Parents, etc. is fine. It is karma phala. What is the cause of karma phala? Karma. What is the cause of karma? Because karmas are done. Who did it? Me. I did it. Is it not? Why did you do them? Because I want to fulfill some desire. Why you want to have fulfilled desire? Because I want to be happy and free from sorrow. Who told you you are unhappy and having sorrow, etc.? No, you are nothing but Paramananda Swarupa. I didn't know that. I did not know. What is it? Ajnana. Final. Final cause is what? Ajnana. Final cause is Ajnana. So that is on account of what? Ajnana. Is it not? So that Ajnana has to be removed. So that is it. So fine. It is due to Ajnana. Because consequently because of identity is the embodiment. And because of this identification, I suffer the samsara. Now, the problem is like this. Whether you tell that Atma in reality is a samsari, appears as a samsari because of ajnana, and consequent identity with the body. Immaterial. Why immaterial? Look. When did ajnana start? What is the cause of ajnana? What is the parentage of ajnana? When did ajnana means what ajnana? Ajnana of Atma Swarupa to I. When did it start? How did it begin? What is its cause? Anadi. Agree? You know what is that meant by anadi? Generally we tend to translate as beginningless. Anadi, also Adi means cause. Anadi means causeless, without the cause. Anadi. If it is without the cause and it still exists, do you know what it means? It must be something which is always existent, ever existent. Which is anadi, has no anta, which is beginningless, which is causeless, has no end. So, Shishya is very intelligent. Sir, this samsara, which you say on account of upadhi, and upadhi finally gets traced to what? Ajnana, being anadi, this bondage also must be ananta. If ananta, back off Vedanta, and then what? See, anything else you can do. In his channels, TV serials, etc., pastime. So let us see. Shishya has got doubt and Guru has to clarify.
Ramenatyanyatha vastu Jiva bhava paratmanaha tadupadera naditva nanadirnasha ishyate. Anvaya paratmanaha jiva bhavaha भ्रमेण अपि अन्यथा वा अस्तु तद उपाधेः अनादित्वात् अनादेः नाशः न इष्यते. Again, paratmanaha jiva bhavaha भ्रमेण अपि अन्यथा वा अस्तु तद उपाधेः अनादित्वात् अनादेः नाशः न इष्यते.
Shishya Uvacha, some book, there is Shishya Uvacha. This I hope you remember. Vivek Chudamani in the form of dialogue between Guru and Shishya. That is it. Having listened so far, the disciple asked, Paratmanaha Jiva Bhava. Jiva Bhava, status of being a samsari jiva. For who? Paratmanaha. Who is Paratma? Paramatma. Para means Shrestha. Now Shrestha Atma, what does it imply? There is another Atma also. Who is that? Kanishta. Shrestha, Kanishta. Kanishta means inferior, younger. No. So that is, Gujarati, Jeshtha. Jeshtha means with what? Senior. Kanishta means junior. Different meanings are there. So that is all. So, Paraha, supreme in the sense exalted, means Avaraha also is there, lower one also is there. If higher one is there, lower one is there. So what is this higher and lower Atma? Because there appears to be lower Atma. And such wordings are there found in Upanishads also. Take for example, physical body. In the Taittiriya Upanishad parlance, what it is called? Annamaya Kosha. Do you not take as Atma? Annamaya Kosha. Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmanandavalli presents Annamaya Kosha as Atma. How come? Because universally the body is taken as taking into account this notion, Shruti only restates, doesn't confirm. Because finally it says, Anando Brahmeti Vyajana Anandadheva Kalvimani Bhuta Nijayanti. Afterwards it comes. But taking into account, this is a method. Because if you straight away say that Atma is free from all this, etc., you look up and down. So therefore, from our present state, Shruti is like a child, how it is being guided by the mother to walk, holding the hand. Is it not? Step by step. So first, that Annamaya Kosha is what? Presented as Atma. Afterwards, it is negated. No. It has got Anyantara Atma Pranamaya. It has got another Atma, Pranamaya. That is Pranamaya Kosha. Anyantara Atma Vijnanamaya. Still further, Vijnanamaya. Anyantara Atma Manomaya. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Then Anandamaya. And that Anandamaya Atma has got Brahmapucham Pratishta. Its basis where is in the Ananda Swarupa Brahma. So that's why it says, see, these Chota Atmas are available. What is Chota Atma? Annamaya Kosha as I, Pranamaya as I, Manomaya as I, Vijnanamaya as I, Anandamaya as I. From this standpoint of this, free from all the koshas, Paramatma. So Paramatmana, Jiva Bhavaha, status of being who? Samsari Jiva. He says, let it be on account of whatever. Brahmena api anyathava astu. What was told by the Guru? It is on account of Upadhi. Now let us not bother how this Upadhi came, etc. Or really he is Samsari, etc. But this much is true. Samsara is on account of what? Upadhi. He says, whether it is Brahmena. Brahmena means Bhrantya, erroneous. Anyatha, otherwise means really. Whether this samsara for Paramatma is due to error or really it is true, you have told me it is on account of what? Upadhi. But it says, Anyathava astu. Tad upadhehe anaditva. You told me it is because of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Identification is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Now, Vijnanamaya Kosha being product of Ajnana, Ajnana being causeless, Anadi, Vijnanamaya Kosha is equally Anadi, is it not? And that which is Anadi should necessarily be Ananta. So that means no end of samsara. We need not scratch our head or break our head whether it is what? Brahma or real. Problem is going to be perennial. What is the solution? Tadupadhehe. Tadupadhe means Vijnanamaya Koshopadhehe Anaditva, because it is uncaused. And the rule is like this. What is that? Anadehe nashaha na ishyate. Nasha, destruction of beginningless upadhi. Na ishyate. Na ishyate means na angikriyate, not accepted. Whatever that is beginningless, causeless, cannot have any destruction. Otherwise, we know what will happen. Atma, what is the cause of Atma? What is the parentage of Atma? See, even in Puranas, have you found anywhere parentage of Vishnu and Shiva? Brahma is he has come from Navi of Vishnu, but Shiva and Vishnu in your parentage, even Shivaratri, avatar are different. Krishna avatar, Rama avatar, that's different. But no. Is that? No. That also shows, because their Paramatma Tattva has no beginning yet. So that says, na anadehe nasha na ishyate. Na ishyate means na angikriyate, is not accepted. Now what is the corollary of it? Upadhi is anadi, therefore Upadhi is ananta. Jiva bhava is on account of anadi upadhi, therefore Jiva bhava is also ananta, indestructible. You are stuck up with samsara forever. Do something so that you can have a little better standard of living. Some heavens, etc., you can have it. And then what you do? There are many. Go to Vedas. Do this, do that, do this. Whether it is Smriti is that, Puja Pata. Veda is that, Yajna Yaga. Do something. Sat Seva, etc. So that what? Increase your bank balance. This, not rupee or dollar, okay? Punya. Increase your bank balance of Punya, and see to it debits are not there. Which debits? Papa debits are not there. Secure any bank account. Your bank, our normal banking system is what? Credit minus the debit balance. Idhar ye nahi chalega. Every credit enjoy, every debit suffer. Deduction nahi chalega. You can't do that. Every debit you have to, debit means what? Papa. Like that negative marking. Like negative marking, you have to suffer. So therefore what you do? Increase the credit and see that debit. Somebody said, for students, even if you don't get marks, don't earn remarks. Sati Sai Baba said, tell the students, even if you don't get marks, doesn't matter, but don't earn bad remarks. So like that. So that being the case, Jiva Bhava will be Nitya. And Jiva Bhava Nitya means Samsara cannot be terminated at all. Let us continue.
Atosya Jiva Bhavoti Nitya Bhavati Samsrutihi Nanivarteta Tanmokshaha Katham me Shri Guru Vada. Advaya Ataha Asya Jiva Bhavaha Api Nityaha Bhavati Samsrutihi Na Nivarteta Tanmokshaha Katham Shri Guru me Vada. Again, Ataha Asya Jiva Bhavaha Api Nityaha Bhavati Samsrutihi Na Nivarteta Tanmokshaha Katham Shri Guru me Vada.
Ataha, what is that? Therefore, Ataha means therefore. What is that? Upadhehe anaditva. Because Vijnanamaya Kosha Upadhi is anadi, and therefore samsara is unending, and therefore Upadhehe says, Asya Jiva Bhavaha api status of being samsari jiva belonging to asya, who is that asya? Of this one, who is that atmana, asya atmana, of this paramatmana, paratma is the paratmana, asya paratmana, jiva bhavaha api, he says, nityaha bhavati. Status of samsari is what? Why? Upadhi cannot is beginningless, therefore endless. And endless means samsara continues to be there. Upadhi bhavati. Not only that, samsruti na nivarteta. Jiva bhava is always means samsruti. Samsruti is samsara. Samsara will never end, na nivarteta. It will not get destroyed, it will not get eliminated. Tat, tat means tasma, therefore. Tasma, mokshaha katham. How freedom from samsara is possible? Mokshaha katham. So therefore, O Guru, please explain to me. The Guru means further. Please answer this. Guru is very happy because he found Shishya is not sleeping. He is thinking, yes, that's sure. Teaching means what? You have to be in line with the teacher. So if anywhere some doubt, you have to get it clarified. So that means thinking must be same thing. There only the discovery is possible. Mere thinking one thing is not sufficient. Because here, Atma-vidya, here Antakarana also must be Shuddha, etc. Nishchala, etc. Because this is a peculiar knowledge in contrast to other physical knowledge. Okay? So, Guru appreciates the question. He said, you have asked the right thing as such. So that's why he first appreciates and then start answering the question.
Shri Guru Ruvacha Samyak Prushtam Tvaya Vidvan Savadhanena Tachrunu Pramayikina Bhavati Rāsya Mohita Kalpana Anvaya Vidvan Tvaya Samyak Prushtam Tat Savadhanena Shrunu Bhrantya Mohita Kalpana Pramayiki na bhavati. Again, Vidvan Tvaya Samyak Prushtam Tat Savadhanena Shrunu Bhrantya Mohita Kalpana Pramayiki na bhavati.
Vidvan is knowledgeable person. Yes. Because you want to ask this question, he has to think. So he has understood, followed what you have taught so far, and that will say, Vidvan, O knowledgeable one, Tvaya Samyak Prishtam. You have asked the right question. Means you are right. What you asked is correct. Samyak Prishtam, Tvaya, not other way. Idiot. You can't understand this one. No. See, you have to work on the psychology of the student also. We find in Chandogya Upanishad, Indra and Virojana went to Prajapati to gain the knowledge. Prajapati made them undergo Gurukula Vasa for 32 years. 32 into 100 and 100. Deva Varsha 32, not our human. No, not 100, 360. 360. And after that, he taught something and told, if you have not understood anything, ask me. both thought they got Atmajnana and returned. They returned. When they returned, Prajapati said, Ayyo, without gaining Atmajnana, these people have gone. The question comes, why did not Prajapati tell them, hey, you are not understood properly? Do you know who are they? One is Devadhipati, other is Asuradhipati, kings. And he is teaching not in some guha, in the royal court. All the courtiers are sitting there in the Prajapati's thing. And in front of them he said, you have not understood. They will be crestfallen because that. So he said, okay, yes. He said, confirm, yes. The question comes, did not Prajapati tell a lie? He knows that he have not got the knowledge and says, the Bhashyakara says, had he told, these both would have got insulted. As a result, they will lose the interest in this knowledge. So Prajapati was confident they will discover the mistake and return. That is what happened in the case of Indra, but not Virochana. Virochana started propagating wrong things. Body is Atma. Kuchh karo, pamper the body, etc. That is called Asuranam Upanishad. Whereas here, he comes, returns, etc. So, even if mistake is there, if he is told that you are not under the trap, he feels bad about that. So, no. So, but here, it is not a false praise. Yes. What you have asked is the, what is it called? $1 million question. I don't know what is that $1 million. All these are imported things. Other thing, no? Something false. If you say Ayyo, you are old-fashioned fellow. And if you say oops, modern. Other thing, touch wood. And if there is no wood, touch wood. Means here everything is wood. Inside what is there? Only wood. Touch wood. And then oops. All these are imported things. Anyway, so that is Samyak Krishtam, what you are in, the right thing. I think that should be. Our thing is that Najar nahi lagna, that is all. Najar nahi lagna. Touch wood means is something good, no? See, Najar nahi lagna. Drishti lagu nahi. Drishti lagu nahi. Najar nahi lagna. That is what I was wondering. Touch wood. First thing I heard is touch wood. What? Touch wood. They will touch the ground also because there is nowhere wood around. They will touch the head also. They touch wood. Najar nahi lagna. That is what actually that is there. And we say ayyo, oops. Anyway, ठीक है. So that is no. It says samyak prishtam toya. Now I say what you ask is the correct one. Tat savadhanena shruno means answer to what you have asked. Please listen attentively. Why? You have to understand properly. It is not that easy. You are right. You ask the right thing, but now be attentive. I am going to this thing. You know why? You say Bhrantya mohita kalpana. Mohita kalpana. Bhrantya means erroneously. Mohita kalpana. A kalpana, a projection cast by the one who is mohita. Moha also means ajnana. Mohita means a person who has got ajnana, means ajnani. The kalpana, false projection of an ignorant person on account of what? Bhranti, error. So erroneously projected things by an ajnani. It says, pramaniki na bhavati, cannot be a real fact. See, you are now returning, now winter is setting as such, see, darkness is there, let us say, street lights were not there at some place, etc. Something was there. You got scared. My curly thing was there. Oh, must be, I think in Bombay, Raju Sarpa exam won't work at all. Because there are maybe Borivali side, National Park side, etc. That may be that, but here it won't work at all. All concrete jungle is it. So that is there. So that is what. There, what was there was only rope. A rope or a garland, let us say. A garland was there. But you mistook it for what? Bhrantya. This is what? Udita kalpana. Erroneously means you have not known the rope as the rope or the garland as the garland and mistaken as what? Now, you have actually seen a snake there. What is there is mala or rajju. But what you saw is sarpa. Pramaniki na bhavati. It is not real. But your report of the eyes, correct. Nothing, no defect with the eyes. What you have seen is only snake only. What you have seen at that time is snake only. But really what is that? A garland or a rope. No pramaniki. So therefore say, Bhrantya mohita kalpana. Pramaniki means it cannot be factual. It cannot be a fact. No bhavati. First this way, so he explains. Then finding, first he gives the explanation, then finding the student is not the effort. We will come to the answer as such. And finding that the student is not totally satisfied because student started the question with the anadi upadi and the teacher has given answer from a different angle, from a more basic angle he has given, but still student has got in the mind about upadi, so he comes to that upadi level also and clears the doubt totally.
Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalantam Nyayena Madhena Mahim Mahisha Vojamahebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Tasya Shalini Desho Yam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirvaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamato Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamidam